My name's Max Gagliardi, and this is Always Be Building. If you're watching this video, take a moment, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, or you can follow me on your favorite podcast app. Hope you enjoy the show.
It's just like self-belief that you kind of arrive at, I think, as you get older. Because I definitely did not start it out of self-belief. I started it out of necessity. And it came more from the realization that the work that I did had a value much greater than what I was getting paid by several orders of magnitude. It wasn't even close. And so the minute that I began to understand how a lot of the development deals are put together and the fees that go into them and how people charge, I realized very quickly that I could make much better living working for myself than I could for someone else. So that was kind of the beginning of it, and all related again that someone else is deciding how much I get paid. In me running my own shop, like that's not how it works. Like I go out, I put myself out there, I make the connections that I need to make, and I either get the job or I don't. And based on that, I get paid. So it's all up to me. And that to me is much greater certainty than some person deciding on my behalf. So
That's such a great answer.
Yeah.
Such a great answer. It's just, I feel the exact same way working in the corporate world, and people are like, oh, it's too risky to be an entrepreneur. It's like, what's more risky? Like, having a single, like you work in the corporate world, you've got a boss that you love, you dedicate 10 years of your life to that person in that group. That boss leaves the company, you get a new boss who could care less, all that, they bring in their people from some other company. And now all of a sudden, like, or that, the industry has a downturn and the company, like management makes one bad decision and it basically causes the whole company to have problems. And then, your compensation is cut based off of nothing that you did. That to me is much more risky. We do consulting. We've got 20 something clients. If we get, one client fires us, like that hurts and I hate it. And I have a lot of self, trying to figure out what I could have done differently. But at the end of the day, like there's still 20 something other clients and you can always get a new one, right? Like you have the ability to do that. So I just, I love the answer. And I think that I feel very similar with that. Thinking about real estate, do you ever get the itch to like go do your own, like go out and be a real estate investor, do your own projects? I mean, outside of that amazing house that you're building, have you done your own stuff? Do you ever get that itch to be a real estate investor?
Oh, absolutely. I think that it's been, growing into kind of my shop and how I approach it and how I think about it. I get that question a lot. I actually get the question formulated in a different way where people say, when are you going to do your own thing? I have people that I've worked with in the industry for many years, from my architecture days even, who have told me the minute that you decide to do something, I'm just going to put money with you because I know you. I don't even need to hear about the deal. And I'm like, no, you need to hear about the deal. So I keep hearing that over and over again. And in some way, when are you going to do your own thing? I was talking to Eric Weatherholtz. He's on Twitter. I was talking to him when we were at Reconvene in LA. And I said, hey, like people keep asking me this, and it's really kind of getting to me a little bit. Like I'm not doing enough, or like I'm not doing. And he was like, he has perfect words for like everything. He's amazing. And he looked at me and he was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you have your own shop. Like what you're doing is not nothing. And so there's been a little bit of coming into feeling like the shop is enough, feeling like I've been extremely fortunate that with my shop, I've gotten to build more buildings than a lot of the teams that I know. I've gotten to be a part of a lot more projects than many of the people I know. And I wouldn't have the reps, I wouldn't have the experience, and I wouldn't have made connections like with you guys if I didn't do what I do. And so in that sense, being thankful and being grateful for the work that I have has played a huge role in it. Now that I've become more comfortable, I've started to get a little bit more interested in, if I do it, it's going to have to be my way and it's going to have to be amazing.